Victim's wife, a blind woman. Greg will shadow you on this one. Maybe he can learn something from you.
Oh. Well. So a surgeon died in his home, and the only witness is his blind wife. Well, I only have 2 of the 3 right now. I have to get the other one. Hard evidence, fatal conspiracy, and I don't remember what the other one's called.
Portal_guy_D donated $25. Gotta get you started on the VR journey.
Holy shit!
Thanks, Portal Guy D. Woo! Thanks, Portal Guy D. I was not expecting that. Hey, awesome. Thank you so much. $25 in on the Oculus Quest 2 VR headset. Before you know it, me and Portal Guy D will play some VR together. So these are the 2 CSA games I have. I have to still get the 3rd one. I forgot what it's called. So yeah, you asked what CSA games I have. There you go. Yeah, thanks, Dustin. I appreciate that $25. Appreciate you. I guess I'll be getting the same VR headset that you have. I broke the stream for only $25. See, you can do it now for only $25. Yeah. Yeah, for right now, for one low payment of $25, you can break the stream too. But only if you order now. That soundbite was lost in the echoes of time, unfortunately. Maybe we can dig it up somewhere in some graveyard. You can do 5. Nah, it's completely optional. I just have it up there as a goal. It's good to have goals. It's good to have milestones, you know? It's good to have things to work towards. That's why it's up there.
Hey, thanks for coming aboard. From what I hear, you are the CSI to be partnered with these days. So anyway, welcome to the crime scene. Grisly murder, Vic upstairs in the bedroom. The decor? Early spatter. And his wife Amita didn't see a thing, being as she's blind. But we can count on her other senses being keen. So we have to interview her right now, despite her understandable shock.
Hey, looks like you got everything under control. I'll see you back at the office.
Well, let's get to work.
We're sorry to have to trouble you, Mrs. Banderit. We're with the Las Vegas Crime Lab. We understand you found your husband.
My husband, Riot, he was very tired because he worked so very hard. He often went to bed early. Tonight, he went to bed early.
Speaking of executing, there's the victim, right there, upstairs in his bedroom. She doesn't look blind. What? What?
I do, actually. It was just before the BBC News Hour on the radio. That would make it around 7. I often stay up to listen. They play international music after the news. That would make it just after 9 p.m. when I went upstairs. I entered the bedroom as always, and as always I spoke to him. He did not sleep deep, and would greet me when I joined him. But he did not answer, even when I raised my voice. I went to him and found the awful moisture. I knew it was blood almost at once. I could smell the blood. I had some moments of panic, and then I went to the phone and called 911, but I knew it was too late. His breathing, I could not hear it. Yes, I am blind, in both the practical and legal sense.
How well do you see?
I have basic light and dark sensitivity. I cannot see objects or shapes, so I must rely on my hearing. My ears have become my eyes. No, my ears were as blind to it as my eyes. You see, I did not like to disturb my husband. As I said, he was a light sleeper when he could get sleep at all, so I use headphones after he goes to bed. I did faintly detect footsteps on the stairs, but I thought those were my husband's. He would often come down for a drink of water, or perhaps to take sleep medication. I surely must have. I cannot be specific. I was almost immediately in a panic, and my memory is but a blur.
Your clothing shows no overt signs of bloodstain, Mrs. Vanderreet.
I do apologize for that. I know I have probably inadvertently hurt your evidence gathering, but I felt compelled to change, to wash my hands, so as not to sit and wait in my husband's blood. I do have the clothing for you.
Blood transfer fairly minimal on these clothes, consistent with her interview. Let's take a look at the scene. Older style answering machine. Tape's missing. I guess they weren't getting their messages. Dead or alive, I don't like touching insects. Grab it if you want. Grissom will appreciate it.
It's a bug. It's a bug. It's a bug. It's a bug. Oh, what do we have here?
Fairly small print. If it's the attackers, we may be looking for a female.
You don't say.
Bloody fireplace poker, and my usage isn't British. Probably an impromptu weapon picked up here at the house. Nice catch. Let's see if we can flush out who drew a club in their poker hand.
Before we check the damage, there was the blood on the end. Oh my my my.
Height of the bloodstain indicates the attacker was short. 5'3", give or take. Definitely not a former NBA star. You know the saying, looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, must be a duck? Don't try that one out on Grissom. Looks like tea, smells like tea. Analyze it anyway.
Thank you.
Yep, analyze it anyway. Zazarus, thank you for the host. I'm welcome for the host. Oh.
Massive bleeding from the head, spatter all around. Indicates blunt force trauma.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Been feeling sick since last night. Oh no. Hope you feel better. Oh.
Nice one. Almost missed it myself. How about you do your partner a favor and skip telling Grissom what I just said?
Handprint on the doorway.
I cannot be sure. Pryor usually locks up before going to bed, but as I say, he was especially tired. Perhaps he forgot. Such things were the province of my husband. Such a thought is unthinkable. Pryor was a shining star in the Indian community, well liked by his peers, adored by his patients. He leaves a terrible void. It varies according to the brand. Typically, I wear a woman's size 8.
Mrs. Bandery, may we take your slippers for comparison purposes? We found a footprint on the stairs, and if it's not yours, might belong to an intruder.
You know I will do anything in my power to find the demon responsible.
Oh, 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 oh.
You want a different tool for that.
Thank you.
This doesn't look like anything from inside the house.
I can't think of anything I haven't told you already.
Asterial. That was your special intro for coming to the stream. Yeah, I'll be doing the WCW after this. I have this case and one more. Let's go to the morgue.
There's more to do at the crime scene before I can recover the body.
Oh. My apologies, sir. Whoa. My bad. Well, let's go take a look then. What are we missing? Let's see here. Oh, the splatter on the ceiling, right.
Ceiling spatter is consistent with the blunt force object being swung back for another hard blow.
Now it's searched. Okay. Okay.
Sure, I'll send a team right out.
Just don't put your bacon sandwich on his body while you're eating.
Textbook case of death by forceful blunt instrument impact. 4 medium impact blows, latter 2 drawing blood. Heavy dose in the VIX system. explaining the lack of defensive wounds on his arms and hands. Mr. Bandery was in a deep sleep that simply became permanent. I've got nothing new to report on the Vic.
It was done by the book. Literally, by the book. No, really, by the book. Check the book. There's blood on it. Well, prescription sleeping aid from the T. What was on her slipper? Asphalt.
Asphalt. Sticky bun fresh, too. Banderies are in a new housing development, newly paved roads, so there's the source. Asphalt's on top of the blood stain, meaning the slipper picked it up after stepping in blood.
So she found his body and then went outside. Wow, wow, wow. And that's a match.
Can't rule out the missus. Not just yet. She cops to being in the house all along. Not only that, a blind person knows his or her house better than a sighted occupant.
Yeah, but since she lives there, her footprints would be all over that freaking place anyway. That doesn't prove anything. Okay, this... No, this isn't a match. Nope. Nothing on fingers yet. Mita's clothes and her husband's DNA are probably the same. Yeah.
Vic's blood on the fireplace poker. An object consistent with the ceiling's back spatter. Good bet we have our murder weapon.
Mm-hmm.
missing a piece of the puzzle here. And the crime scene didn't give it up. Of course, the teacup could have been already chipped.
Top 5 wishlist games off Steam.
I don't believe that I... Let me think. It was such a confusing evening. I'm sorry. Yes. Yes, perhaps I did step outside.
Mrs. Bandery, fresh asphalt on your slippers indicates you wore them outdoors. Isn't that a little unusual?
In the cold light of reason, yes. But I was caught in the throes of panic, thinking an intruder might be in the house. I ran outside on impulse without any sense of my bearings. I did manage to find my way back home, and after several minutes, listening, felt I could risk going back and phone for help. I'm sorry I did not remember this sooner.
That's all right. But my partner and I will need to have a look around, outside.
I would say if you don't have Left 4 Dead 2, grab that. Even though it's not on Steam, Overwatch is something we play a lot of. Killing Floor 1 is probably pretty cheap right now. Friday the 13th, I don't know if that's on sale or not. Call of Duty World at War, we play that for Nazi zombies. What else? Uno should be on Steam, even though it's a Uplay game. Tabletop Simulator is always a good one. There's so many things you can do on that one. Marbles on stream, even though I think that's free. Killing Floor 2 could be one. Golf with your friends is alright.
Hello there.
Dead by Daylight, if you're into that. Among Us. Pretty good. Master Chief Collection. Just a few that I am looking at.
Somebody was in too much of a hurry to use their eyes backing out.
Oh, more. CS, what's up? I'm just trying to think of games that we usually play or play from time to time. That's pretty much the lump sum of them.
You'll want a different tool for that.
For Dead 2, how much is that right now? That's got to be pretty cheap.
Broken taillight, a fresh tread.
$2?
Car backed
Oh, yeah.
up, bumped into the dumpster, then went up and over the curb and sped away.
MCC's only $20 right now? Holy crap. That's a pretty sweet deal. I can't believe Friday the 13th is more than Dead by Daylight right now. God. Is Friday the 13th even on sale? That's hilarious. Yeah, Friday the 13th is pretty fun.
Mrs. Bandery says she went outside.
You just have to
And
have
these droplets are
a group of
consistent
people
with
for
what
that.
she told us. Make that what she finally told us.
Alice in Wonderland? I have never played that one. Who'd you kill? Who'd you kill? The evidence is leading towards you. Also, don't forget Mount Your Friends. I don't know if that's on sale right now, but... Where's your fingerprints? Where's your blood? We're collecting it right now. Oh, Raft? Yeah, Raft is a good one. I forgot about that one. World War Z. Oh, is that on Steam? Yeah, that's a good one too. Amy's over there like going from game to game to game to game as like quickly as we can suggest, and probably being really confused right now. Wait. Let's see. That looks like... I feel like I'm onto something here. That may not be right, but this looks right. I knew it'd be you. Man, you need to check your butt. You've got a problem. I think I'm supposed to get another piece or something.
Excellent. There's our make and model.
Well, well. Blood from the driveway. It is his blood. NBA Jam game, but it has all players from all sports. That sounds weird. Okay. There's still more to do. Let's ask her a question. Game on Steam, you really want that we can all play together?
I can't think of anything I haven't told you already.
Didn't we just like go over like 12 games?
Way to be thorough. Looks like the area's clean.
Oh, no, it isn't. You're lying to me. Try the morgue again. That I don't have. I can't think of anything right now.
Well, the marks are consistent. The fire poker is almost certainly your murder weapon. I don't have anything for you right now.
Oh, maybe I should check my evidence. I think I can get a warrant for the car too. Maybe that's where I need to go. Or an APB for the car.
That's an easy one. Give me a sec to look it up. Vic had a legal prescription for the medication, strictly kosher. Once you got enough evidence, I'll hit up a judge.
Well, oh shit. Apparently I had the light wrong. Well, damn.
Light an incense. Let the Zen flow through you.
Okay. How particular do I have to be on this light for this to work? Nope, I've still got some dragon. How close are we to that Just Dance thing? Probably getting pretty close, I would say. 75? How many days are left on it? I think I have it back. I think I have it upside down. I wish it was like easier to do this. Like it would just automatically snap in place or something. This is kind of crappy. Like, how is that not close enough? Alright, I'm gonna Google this. I'm sick of messing with this crap. Oh. I need the car first before I can do this. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. That is good to know. That is good to know. That is not a match. I don't know what to do. I'm kind of stuck right now. I can go back and talk to her again. I don't know. It says there's still some evidence outside, but I'm pretty sure I searched everywhere.
I can't think of anything I haven't told you already.
Yeah, whatever. What could I possibly be missing outside? Right. Right. Wow.
Hey there. Want a hint?
Not really, no. But I don't know what to do. Maybe go back to his office again. I don't know. I don't know. Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Once you got enough evidence, I'll hit up a judge.
Throw me a bone. Throw me a freaking bone. So I know what to do. White thing on the driveway. I already got that. I already sprayed it and collected it. Oh. Oh, never mind. I was like, oh, I think I found champions.
I can't think of anything I haven't told you already.
Sure, sure. Wait, maybe if the body is gone, I can do more. No. Nothing. Nothing. Nothings. Wow. I might actually need a hint on this one. I don't know. It's not really helping me out here. It's not really helping me out. So try to run this through. Fireplace. I already searched there 3 times. Front from the fire poker. No samples. No samples. 3 samples, but I already went through all this. Unless I missed something. Nope. Wait. Oh. Hang on. Hang on a minute. I missed that. Okay. Alright.
Print belongs to another eye surgeon, Adarsh Dewan. On visa sponsored by the Vic for his medical practice. No current address, though.
Looks like the two of you are off to a good start. Learning anything from your partner?
We're too busy actually investigating a case to figure out which one of us you are referring to. So, to fill you in, we've discovered a print belonging to the former eye doctor's business partner on the murder weapon. According to the wife, he drives a truck, and we found a tire tread at the scene, along with broken taillight fragments.
So you have a suspect, and a reasonable description of his vehicle. Have you hit up Brass for an APB yet?
We were just on our way over there.
Tell you what, since you two are doing such a fantastic job with the evidence, why don't you keep at it? I'll talk to Brass and have him call you when he gets a hit on your missing vehicle.
Wonderful. Visa mentioned.
No current address for Dwan in the system. No vehicle registered in his name, either. I'll let the boys know Mr. Dwan is a person of interest, but he may well have fled if he's involved.
Let's go talk to the wife.
Adarsh was my husband's junior partner at the medical practice. Very fond of him, Prayat was. Adarsh's parents were old family friends of Prayat's in India. Prayat sponsored his visa so he could come here and work.
Visa.
Where is Mr. Dewan now? We have no address on him.
Odd as it may seem, neither do I. Mr. Dewan was in the process of finding a home. I believe he was living temporarily with friends, but I'm afraid I don't know where. I believe my husband mentioned Adarsh had purchased a truck. I don't remember any special model or... what is the word? Make of the vehicle. And of course I have not seen it for myself. I can't think of anything I haven't told you already.
Were those trash cans there before? Or am I having eyesight trouble?
They were not there before. And neither was that tape that came out of the answering machine, which was out when we arrived on the scene.
Tiny tape like this, likely from an answering machine. Tape snapped, but that's no problem.
It's not looking good for the wife right now.
Mother, pick up. Pick up. Mother, I know you're listening. You have got to divorce that man. I'm not asking for my own sake, but for yours. Please, please leave him before he makes good on that threat. Mother. And so can I.
Maybe things at the Banderit house were not as perfect as Mrs. Banderit wanted us to believe.
Wah, wah, wah. Can you imagine driving across town back to the office only to come back to the crime scene just for that one little thing?
I should have mentioned that. I just did not want you to misunderstand, to think my daughter... She has always been an excitable girl. She overreacts. I wanted to spare my husband of that melodrama, so I cut the tape and threw it away, and told Pryor the tape had broken. Is any marriage perfect? Whatever small problems there might be, my marriage was sacred to me, and Bryot's word, his will, I obeyed, with love in my heart. My daughter was raised in this country and does not understand. Why, she lives right across the street. She is a wonderful daughter at heart. She welcomes me into her beautiful kitchen for lunch every day.
As a birthday present, any game at random? Sure. I'd appreciate anything for my birthday. Thanks for thinking of me.
It's about time you people came around. I've been on the phone all night trying to get some answers from the police. Have you found my father's killer?
No, Ms. Banderit. We're with the Las Vegas Crime Lab. We've come across an answering machine tape of you begging your mother to leave your father. What threat were you afraid your father might make good?
It wasn't like that. Not a threat of violence. My father was pushing me into marrying a man I do not love. The threat was to cut me off from my mother if I didn't do his old school bidding. Some choice, huh? Marry a man I detest, or never see my own mother again.
We got a little spill down there, or what? Something down there under that chair. There's a bug on that box, looks like. Got a laptop and a footprint.
His business partner? A disgusting little creature called a Darshdawan. I work with the creep at my father's practice. Manipulating little weasel, playing off an old friendship between our families to worm his way into my father's good graces. Finally, I learned Adarsh was nothing more than a common thief, stealing from our family. I told him resign or face exposure, but he laughed me off. He said he could handle my stupid father. Never thought he meant murder. Yes, credit card fraud. Using my father's Visa card to be precise.
Visa!
Snake. Right behind our backs. My father told me that Visa noticed suspicious activity and alerted him right away. I don't know if he suspected Adarsh, but I did. And I found proof in his apartment.
Visa trademark. Welcome to CSI, Hard Evidence, sponsored by Visa. Trademark.
Yes. I won't have you wasting precious time here when you could be rounding up that little rat, Adarsh.
Actually, it won't take but a moment to collect that footprint by the door. Or we could wait here till we get a warrant.
If that's what will get you out of here faster, take the footprint and take off.
Grissom put me onto that runaway Doc you're looking for. Well, when a black and white hit the siren over that busted tail, Doc Dewan got nervous and hit the gas. Chase hardly started before he stripped the curb and got pulled over. The doctor is currently in custody as a person of interest. You can talk to this charmer anytime you like. Just stop by my office. Got his truck, too.
Word. I'll be back. Let's go to the garage. The garage. Wait, what's this? Miss Amy Pond, you...
Damn, the tire we needed for comparison got shredded in the police chase.
Little...
We got no warrant to search the interior.
Surpriser.
We need some other way to tie the truck to the crime scene.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. That's the game I was actually talking about. Yesterday, I think. Happy birthday. Aw, thank you. You're so nice. Yup. Assassin's Creed Origins. Assassin's Creed Oranges. I will definitely play that. I'm looking forward to doing the Assassin's Creed games for sure. For sure. That explains the headlight thing.
God damn! I thought it was a bomb for sure!
God damn, I thought it was Assassin's Creed for sure.
Origins is so good. I'm glad to hear that. Alright, let's go to the lab and put the taillight together first. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. 49 cents? Hell yeah. Find the cheapest game on Steam and gift it to me. For my birthday. Do it. Do it! I dare you. Find the cheapest game on Steam and gift it to me. I dare you. Morsel usually does that anyway. He usually gifts me like these really like not able to stream on Twitch anime games. Bam! That's why it was so hard before.
All right. We placed the truck out in front of the Vic's place, without the tire track evidence.
Arrest warrant. Oh. Was that an arrest warrant or a location warrant? That looks like the same shoe print as it is.
This is a wake-up call. The slipper with the asphalt mark matches the muddy footprint, meaning Mrs. Bandery called on her daughter after discovering Mr. Bandery had bought it.
Now I have a location warrant for the daughter's house.
Footprint evidence provides a clean link between her home and the crime scene. Plus, we got a possible motive thanks to the answering machine tape. Enough for a warrant. Busted light ties the truck to the street in front of the Vic's residence. That key unlocks the truck for a look-see.
Alright, let's go back to the truck then. Let's pop her open, see what we can find inside.
We have a late model vehicle here. Practically brand new. Still, I'd say Adar spruced up the interior. Cleaned, vacuumed it.
Chrysler.
Everything but the new car smell.
Sponsored by Chrysler, trademark.
Locked. If we break in, the next Warren Brassel issue will be on us. Let's see what else we can...
Aw, we need a warrant to break that open? Come on, just a little peek.
So this is the memo Adja wrote.
Dongle it. I'm gonna stick my dongle in that slot.
No.
Okay. Back to the lab. Building reliable cars just sponsor games. Oh. Oh. Damn. Shots fired.
These are emails confirming online purchases that Darsh made using the card. Email confirmations are normally sent by merchants as a safety precaution, but Adarsh had access to their computer, and he snagged them to cover his actions. I'll have Brass check in with Visa.
Yeah. Sure. Why don't you just let Visa handle the case? I'm sure Visa can handle it. Don't call 911. Don't call Las Vegas Police Department. Don't call CSI. Call Visa.
Why do you stupid people insist on wasting time searching my house when I've already told you who to investigate? In the meantime, my mother is on the verge of a nervous breakdown, and the killer is running free. I don't have another word for you.
Cool. We work well when it's quiet. We'll start with your fingerprints.
Ugh.
Bitch. You give us the mood, we'll give you the mood. And I'll stick my dongle in your laptop as I stretch.
Looks like Ms. Bandereed has a few more words for us after all. Secret ones, but words.
That's like a real desktop in the game. An HP desktop, laptop, wallpaper. Windows XP. This game came out in what, 2006? 2007. 2007. Would that have been Windows XP? Or the one after it? We're such nerds checking on that. It's so dumb. But it's interesting.
You want a different tool for that.
Torn fabric. Ooh.
You want a different tool for that.
Vista, not Visa. Windows Visa. Yeah. It should be Windows Visa.
I have nothing else to say to you.
Alright, I think we're done here for now. Back to the lab. Vista style Windows key. Torn fabric.
The Vic has a swimming pool. Let's go back and see if we can answer the big question. What's it all about, Algie?
Man, seeing all these Las Vegas monuments makes me want to play Rainbow Six Vegas so bad. Would we be able to parsec that? Rainbow Six Vegas 1 parsec? Would that work?
Pool house is separate from the main residence. Don't think our warrant covers it. Let's look around outside.
It doesn't have split screen. Do 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 do. Pac-Man Adventures. I've actually... What the heck was that?
CSI Warrior Princess just subscribed. Hey Dad.
Elise. Hi. Hi, oh my god, I thought you were a ghost. Thank you for the
Good eye
resub.
catching all those insects. Now let's look at catch.
I thought you were a ghost, Alicia, doing that in my ear like that. Thanks for the 4-month resub. How are you doing? We're trying to solve a case. A murder case. Who was there at the time for Rainbow Six Vegas 1? Yeah, I don't remember who else was there with us. Because Rainbow Six Vegas 1 is 4-player co-op. Oh my god!
Roxas 997 just subscribed.
Alicia with the gift sub to Roxas. Thank you, Alicia. 2 subs from Alicia. Thank you. Can we get a shout out to Alicia, by the way? She streams here on Twitch as well, if you haven't followed.
Perhaps it belonged to this murderer that you cannot find. I am at the end of my patience. I humbly request you disturb me no further until you have found the demon responsible. The window frame was newly painted and this caused it to stick. I complained of the heat inside and my husband pried it open with the screwdriver.
She's getting awfully defensive. Bop 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 ba da bop 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 ba da ba da. I probably need the screwdriver to compare that. DNA sample. Encrypted files.
So our Vic was responsible for his wife's blindness.
What? Whoa, he blinded his own wife. Oh, shite. Well, that is a revelation in our case.
That is a painful subject to me, and of no pertinence to this tragedy.
Are you sure it was your husband who did it?
Adia? Angry with Bryant? Such nonsense. She adored her father, and he her.
We have reason to believe Adia recently learned of your husband's negligence and the loss of your eyesight.
You speak of private, personal matters that have no bearing on this tragedy. My daughter loved her father, and her father loved his daughter. The story begins and ends there, and I have nothing more to say.
Well, that's all fine and good, but the evidence points elsewhere. Did you contact Visa?
I called Visa. Good folks over there.
Yeah, I
and
bet they
said
are.
Visa's continuous monitoring program detected suspicious activity. Mr. Dwan was changing the shipping address, sending items to his home and back to India. Not your model employee. He's on his way to interrogation now. Reed was found murdered in his home earlier this evening.
Murdered? No, he was my dearest friend. He was to be my father-in-law. Oh my goodness gracious, such a terrible thing to have happened. Are you certain? Could there be, I hope, some horrible mistake? You use such harsh language to describe the smallest of misunderstandings. I am new to your country, and the laws and procedures here are unlike those in India. I plan to rectify the smallest of errors upon my return from Los Angeles. Oh my goodness gracious, yes. All has been arranged between the families. I am to marry Dr. Bandarit's most wonderful daughter, Adia. We are both excited to begin our new lives as Mr. and Mrs. Dewan.
That's not what she
Adia's
said.
excited, all right, but because her daddy was pushing her into this arranged marriage and threatening to separate her from her mother if she didn't cave.
It's a big leap we make together, and of course she has small moments of doubt. But the day will soon dawn when my dear Adia will acknowledge her father's wishes and understand my sincere deep affections. Let me try to think. I believe I was in my office. Yes, I worked late in the office. I'm catching up on my paperwork, you know. I left around 9 p.m. on my way to Los Angeles to visit friends for the weekend. This should be no surprise. Do I not visit on occasion the home of my esteemed employer, my future father-in-law? What memo?
The one from Adia, your bride-to-be, threatening to let her daddy know you'd been stealing.
Again, I must point out that what may look to you like stealing is a mere misunderstanding. My sweet and lovely Adia has the tiny fault of getting largely excited over the smallest of matters. As I say, I would have corrected these trivial mistakes.
And your car was at the scene, Doctor. Maybe he knew about your stealing and didn't find it so trivial.
You have such a negative view of such innocent things. We were in the Bandarit's living room when the good doctor informed his lovely wife that I would soon marry their daughter. We celebrated over tea and Mrs. Bandarit requested a fire. At this time I handled the poker to which you refer. I take perhaps foolish pride in the luxury vehicle I'm blessed to drive. I'm meticulous in my, what's the word? Upkeep. I keep it up. I keep it clean. I bought a portable vacuum to help in this crusade of cleanliness. Oh, let me think. I believe in my toolbox.
Mind if we take a look? We'll need your keys.
I'm honored to help you in your investigation.
Thanks. I'll hold on to him.
Please, I have told you everything.
I don't know. This guy seems flaky. He seems kind of flaky. I don't trust him. Oh yeah, my adoring wife, my bride-to-be, she loves me so much. go talk to the bride-to-be. I hate that sniveling weasel motherfucker.
Okay, I've unlocked the toolbox, but didn't find any tools. Just cleaning supplies. My goodness gracious, but Dr. Dewan is neat. We can work with that on the assembly table.
Yup. Little too neat, I would say. And I bet you the chip of the teacup is in... I bet that chip of that teacup I'm missing from the crime scene is in that vacuum. Well, well, well.
This little baby may mean we're now the proud owners of a complete teacup. Better confirm in the lab.
Veil, veil, veil.
Chip from Dr. Dewan's vacuum cleaner is a perfect match for the teacup found at the crime scene. Let's see him squirm politely out of this one.
Hey, what's up? He's on his way to interrogation now.
I sincerely doubt this is true. Surely this is a terrible misunderstanding.
Here's what we understand. A porcelain chip from a teacup in your vacuum matches a broken cup at the murder scene. We've got you covering up fraud, your fingerprint on the murder weapon, and your vehicle at the crime scene. It doesn't take 20/20 vision to bring you into focus as a suspect, Dr. Dewan.
Oh my goodness gracious, this does look terribly bad. But I am an innocent party in this guilty matter. I did not kill my good friend and colleague.
You're right, it does look terribly bad.
Please, listen. I'm new in this country. It takes much funds to start living in a new place. My colleague's daughter, she finds out in some devious fashion. She threatens to tell the good doctor unless I quit and run away. How could I consider this? I had agreed to marry the doctor's daughter. My family would be disgraced, would be devastated, so I drive to his house last night to bare my soul and to beg for forgiveness. The door I find open. No one answers my call. So I go inside. But it doesn't feel right. In the air, something forbidding. Still, I go up the stairs to the bedroom. Then I saw him, my benefactor, my friend, dead. I knew at once I will be the suspect. I panic and flee in my vehicle fast as I can.
And why was the cup in your vacuum then?
Do you not listen? Am I speaking to the ears of the deaf? I helped Mrs. Banderit make a fire in her living room. I know her daughter. She never wanted to marry me, but her parents, they are delighted to make this traditional arrangement. It was Adya who objected. It is Adya to whom you should speak. Adya, she was angry with her father. Yesterday they had an argument at the office. I did not hear all that was said, but it did have to do with her mother, with something Dr. Banderit did to or with Adya's mother.
Thanks for the information, but you'll need to remain our guest while we check out your story. No more last-minute trips out of town, Doctor.
He never explained why the teacup piece was in the vacuum locked in his truck.
This is ridiculous. I've said all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Have it your way.
I do not know of any conflict. Adarsh was quite willingly subservient to my husband. Prayat did seem distracted, and I would say tense, over the last few days. I would ask him what troubled
Have
him,
it
and
your
he
way.
would only say, work.
Evidence indicates Dr. Dewan was stealing.
Well, Visa had contacted him about some kind of fraud, but Adarsh? I certainly would remember that. This may explain why my beloved Prayat was so tense and distracted of late.
We should have started a Visa counter. How many times does this game mention Visa?
Adarsh? No. My husband and I rarely entertain. I would remember.
He claims he helped start a fire in your living room fireplace and got his fingerprints on the poker that way.
It is just barely possible Adarsh visited my husband here sometime while I was away, but I so rarely leave the house. If he had stopped by for business or on a social call, I'd surely remember. I can't think of anything I haven't told you already.
Wait, I got her, I got the daughter's fingers, didn't I? Well, well, well. What do you know?
Bloody fingerprint belongs to the daughter. That puts her at the crime scene when her father was murdered.
Welp. Guess what? Rechargeable AA batteries.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
Okay. I don't get to have a warrant to bring her in for questioning?
Please, I have told you everything.
This is ridiculous. I've said all I'm gonna say. I have nothing else to say to you.
So you're... Alright, fine.
I can't think of anything I haven't told you already.
Surely I get a warrant now? No?
He's on his way to interrogation now.
There's more evidence, I guess, I need to collect? I don't...
Please, I have told you everything.
Huh. Okay. Maybe I'm missing something in terms of evidence. Yeah, DNA sample. Oh, the pool house door. Okay.
It matches all right. Perfect place for someone to clean up after a little dip.
Okay, now I can go into the pool house. Yeah, the pool area. There was blood on the doorknob.
Vic's blood at the entrance of the pool house? That makes it part of the crime scene as far as I'm concerned.
Black Ops 2 to run in windowed mode, and he doesn't mean the Call of Duty version.
Wow, what I would have given for a place like this back in my college days. Somebody's been staying here. A wife, maybe? Odd for such a devoted couple. We don't have permission for this. Yet.
Well. What have we here?
Blood spatter on this robe is consistent with its wearer delivering medium impact blows. Like those that killed our victim, not somebody just stumbling innocently upon a bloody corpse. Good job. This looks clean.
Yeah, his Black Ops 2 is better than the Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
This confirms the screwdriver was used to open the pool house window. Doesn't bear on our investigation, apparently. This fabric's definitely part of the robe. That would be a big bingo. Assailant definitely wore this robe during the murder.
Well, guess what? It's looking like the wife.
Widow Banderit's been lying from the start, maybe covering up for her little girl. Let's get her in here.
We found a robe in your pool house covered in your husband's blood. Spatter found on the robe is consistent with someone at the scene when your husband was killed, not with contact with the body after the fact. Your daughter was at the crime scene, and we believe she may have worn your robe when she killed your husband.
She did no such thing. I did.
What?
I am not about to let you make the wrong assumptions and persecute, much less prosecute, my daughter. Aria has been through quite enough. Thank you. You've talked to people. Surely by now you know what a cold, controlling monster my husband was. And as his wife, I accepted this. But for my lovely daughter, life must be different. She was born here, left home to go to school. And yet, still he tries to control her, manipulating her into an occupation pleasing to him, forcing her to work for him. Adia seemed content with these choices, however pushed upon her they might have been. But when Prayat insisted, no, demanded, Adia marry a man she did not love, a man with the same old-fashioned notions that would mean disrespect and a slavery of sorts for my precious girl. And then, when he threatened to separate Adia from myself, I had no choice but to stop him. What mother wouldn't? And so I killed him. I put him out of our misery. When I learned that that foul snake Adash was in your custody, I thought his karma had caught up with him. But when you begin to suspect my daughter, my innocent child, I must come forward. Jaya will be a small payment for a life of freedom for Adia.
Well.
Man, nothing like a confession to make a CSI's day. Even at night.
Hold up. Problem. Daughter's just confessed to the same murder Mommy did. Adia Banderit is in the interview room. Talk to her.
What? They're both admitting to killing the dad.
I just heard that my mother confessed. She's trying to take the blame from me. Surely you can see that she's sacrificing herself for me.
Still hazy. Why don't you clear it up?
I did it, obviously. I swear. I wore the robe, killed my father. You've gotten the picture, right? How horrible he was to her? She was chattel. That sexist, traditional nonsense was bad enough, but then his pride robbed her of her very eyesight. He was gonna separate Mother and me if I didn't marry that pathetic weasel. I couldn't stand for that. For any of it. I killed him. I killed him. I'd kill him again if I could. Arrest me. Let my poor sweet mother go.
Not that simple. Both you and Mom have motive and opportunity. But one of you is lying.
Great. We have 2 admissions of guilt. So we have to use the evidence, the forensics.
So you have 2 confessions. One murderer and one liar. What's your next step?
When in doubt, go back to the evidence. Only I'm not finding anything conclusive here. Both the mother and daughter have motive. Either one of them could have worn the robe. Both were linked to the victim's blood. I just can't find anything that points to either of them conclusively.
German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer said, "Every man takes the limits of his own field of vision for the limits of the world." It's possible you're letting your own perspective blind you to the evidence.
Are you seeing something that we're not?
Not from here. Go back to the scene of the crime. Put yourself in the killer's place. And remember, even the best of us can miss important evidence sometimes.
Okay. Well, why don't we go get a warrant for the daughter's house so we can keep exploring that. Or not. They both admitted to the crime, so we should have a warrant to search both places. Oh, I already searched this place though, didn't I? Oh, wait, whoa, 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 whoa.
You're close. Try something similar.
Bloody sink water. Dirty sink water. Can you give us a sign? How old are you? Where are you? Daddy's blood is in the sink.
Hey there. Want a hint?
Hey, what's up? He's on his way to interrogation now.
I doubt he's gonna say anything. The focus has shifted from him now. Although it still doesn't explain why...
Please, I have told you everything.
Still doesn't explain why that teacup piece was in
She's
his
on her way to interrogation now.
vacuum.
I cannot think of anything I haven't told you already.
She's on her way to interrogation now.
I have nothing else to say to you.
He said go back to the scene of the crime. So let's go back to the scene of the crime.
Huh. I wonder if Gris ever gets tired of being right. If I were standing where the assailant did and struck the victim, then when the weapon came back, the blood cast off would fly right, because I'm right-handed. From this position, Spatter clearly swings to the left, hitting the wall, with no swings to the right.
Left-handed.
Our killer is left-handed.
So now we go back.
Now we just have to find evidence to determine whether the lefty is mother or daughter.
So make him sign something and watch.
Hey,
Stupid sound.
what's up? She's on her way to interrogation now.
Hey, could you sign this form for us?
I cannot think of anything I haven't told.
Damn it. Hmm.
She's on her way to interrogation now.
I have nothing else to say to you.
All comes down to a crossword puzzle. Excuse me. Handwriting analysis.
Based on the slants of the letters and the direction of the smudge marks, we can safely say that Mrs. Banderit is left-handed. Place settings in the daughter's kitchen indicate one is right-handed, the other left. Crossword handwriting says the mother was the definite lefty. We have our killer.
It was the mom. Why is there still evidence at the pool house? Yeah. There's still something left in the pool area, apparently. Oh. Oh, what's this?
You'll want a different tool for that.
Dringer, what's up? Welcome back. Pool cleaner. Okay, I think that was more like an optional thing. That didn't really help with... Didn't really help with the case.
She's on her way to interrogation now.
Bee-boo, bee-boo, bee-boo.
Your daughter also confessed to the murder of your husband, but the evidence agrees with your version.
Of course it does. She is innocent, trying to protect me.
We know, Mrs. Banderit. Your daughter is right-handed, but Mr. Banderit was killed by a left-handed person, like yourself.
I owe you thanks. I know I said some cruel things to you before, and I am sure my daughter has done the same. But I thank you for finding the truth in this, and not allowing to stand the injustice of my daughter being blamed for my act. She should be free. She has been inside the prison my husband built for her long enough.
And that's a wrap.
No, I won't. I told you. I explained it. Weren't you listening? I killed my father, and I'd do it again.
Maybe you would do it again if you had the chance. Only you didn't do it in the first place. Forensics tells us your father's killer was left-handed, like your mother. You're right-handed, meaning there's little chance you could have wielded that fireplace poker. Much as it may disappoint you, Adja, you're innocent.
Bam! Drop the mic.
Your mother could no longer bear her controlling husband, so she grabbed the fireplace poker and for once took charge of her own life. And his. Then she went to your house and you helped her wash off before she hid the robe at the pool house.
All right. But before you go any further, stop and think. She didn't do this for herself. She did it to protect me. All those terrible years, she never once complained, never challenged that demon. My father was the monster here, my mother the victim. To be pitied, not tried for this necessary execution.
Yeah, what about the fucking teacup? Why was the chip of the teacup in the guy's vacuum in his
Great,
truck?
In fact. Nice having another sharp pair of eyes. Justice may be blind, but CSI's gotta see every detail. Check in with Gris for your evaluation.
CSI's. Wow, that was lame. But we gotta do it anyway.
All right, here's your evaluation. For evidence, you found everything there was to find. For hints, you didn't need any at all. And, at the end of the day, you followed the evidence to a clear conclusion. Can't argue with that. Good work. You did very well, though as I noted, there's still some room to improve. I'm giving you an above-average grade.
Damn, Gris.
And by the way, thank you for all the new specimens you found for my collection. I'm recommending you for an extra bonus. Great hunting.
Above average, that's it? Damn. Can't I get a break? Man. I don't know. Let me start this next case and we'll look and see. Where does it say you can find them at? In bonus areas or something? Damn. I actually almost got a perfect thing on that one. I only missed 2 thoroughness. Alright, let's start the last case. The Peacemaker. I remember this one. The first half of it, anyway. I don't remember who's guilty in it, though.
I'm pleased with your progress, but I think it's time we worked a case together, don't you? We've got a Wild West shootout this time, right out of the OK Corral, but there's nothing okay about murder.
Yep, first we hunt the lunch lady and then we hunt some ghosts. Alright. So options, bonus items, movies, bonus items. What are bonus items? Oh. Unlock this bonus. Complete all cases with a master ranking. Oh, it's the bugs I've collected. Unlock this bonus item. It's a body.
In the new CSI video game, Hard Evidence, someone in the casino has a killer hand.
It's slashing and cutting, and it hurts, but I fight back.
Who the hell could have done this vicious thing? But what you and the CSIs uncover,
searching my hotel room, harassing my wife,
defies the odds.
Suicide attempt?
Are you out of your mind?
Everybody in this case is guilty of a motive, which opens doors on all kinds of suspects.
I'll hit up a judge. CSI, Hard Evidence. CSI video game, Hard Evidence. A rock concert with an electrifying twist.
Bullet Train, 80s band, big hair and wild threads and a couple of hits.
Until 80,000 volts of electricity made their hair bigger.
You and the CSIs get a backstage pass.
Eerie, isn't it?
And track down a blast from the past.
Eddie is a disgusting scumbag.
Surprise, Stinkley!
Get ready to rock the crime scene. CSI, Hard Evidence.
Yeah, they're like trailers of each case.
In the new CSI video game, Hard Evidence. A murder that needs to be seen to be believed.
A high-profile eye surgeon was beaten to death.
Got only one witness, the victim's wife, a blind woman.
You and the CSIs bring suspects to light.
His business partner, disgusting little creature.
Exposing a dark family secret.
Please, listen. Are you seeing something that we're not?
Without a true eyewitness, it's a shot in the dark.
CSI, Hard Evidence. In the new CSI video game, Hard Evidence. A triple threat of suspects.
We've got a Wild West shootout this time, right out of the OK Corral.
Gunshot wound to the chest severed the left ventricle and stopped the heart.
Identical suspects, one killer.
Any one of those bad seeds could have done this awful thing.
How will you and the CSIs pinpoint the shooter?
When you hear the word shootout, that means one thing. Bullets. Lots of them.
CSI, Hard Evidence.
I didn't get all the insects yet for that. Alright, so that's bonus crap. Let's go to the crime scene. The last case of the game.
This Old West Tourist Museum is only the latest attraction to play off Vegas's outlaw heritage. But our Vic, over behind the cash register, is an all-too-realistic exhibit of modern-day violence in Vegas. Suspect gave himself up to the first officer on the scene, who found two 9mm handguns on the floor. Crime apparently happened just after closing. No witnesses that we know of.
Keith Wilde, and that's little Ed over on the floor, since he can't tell you. I've been read my rights, case you're wondering.
Gil Grissom, Crime Lab. Tell us what happened. Take your time.
I don't need time. It went down fast. Closing time, nobody around. I brought my 2 9mm along and popped them. Bang, bang. I shot him down. Because he needed shooting. Has for a long, long time. And like any good customer in a shop like this, I'm ready to pay. Cool. Go for it. Good. Take it.
Wow.
I'll put the suspect in the cruiser for now.
Sure thing.
This is an easy case.
A shop makes for a messy crime scene. Countless customer prints to deal with. So first, we'll concentrate on what's definitely shooting related, such as bullets and shell casing. Just a kid. No more than 20, I'd say. Hit twice, chest and shoulder. Driver's license shows he's barely old enough to drive. 18. Check out the rest. Single-action Army pistol, the so-called Peacemaker of the Old West. Dates to 1873. .38, loaded. Sniff test says it was fired. 2 rounds gone. Risky, using modern ammo with an old weapon. Barrel could snap, among other things.
.38
Standard
special,
38
snub
special.
nose.
Cocked, chamber open, and no ammo. Hammer stuck? Whether the Old West or modern Vegas, when you hear the word shootout, that means one thing. Bullets. Lots of them.
Visa again. Floor-lodged bullet like this in a gunfight may mean an accidental discharge. Cash left in the drawer may take robbery out of the equation, particularly considering the value of the guns on display here, also left behind. We take Visa in the cash register.
The Peacemaker on display is missing. And this one claims a link to Wyatt Earp himself, a collector's dream.
I'm sorry, I only carry MasterCard. Repetitive gameplay and lack of challenge is the main area's weakness. Little attention was given to implementing interesting achievements. Oh yeah. All you have to do is complete the case and you get the 1000 gamer score. It's real easy. It's not as bad as the Hannah Montana Xbox 360 game though. It was the lowest rated Xbox 360 game we could find.
It matches, but you're matching an unknown against an unknown, so we don't know anything. Always try to match to known samples. Hello. Looking for a hint?
No. Oh. There's another block right here. Well, supposedly, this guy turned himself in. Someone was bleeding there. I've got his DNA that he gave up willingly. But he didn't act like he was shot, so... Let's see if it's a match. It is a match.
Okay. Keith left his blood at the scene, but if he was wounded, I missed it.
Exactly. Hmm.
Spandex thread. Fairly common, particularly in Vegas.
So can I talk to him again, or?
We have a two-gun suspect and a Vic with one weapon who perhaps snagged another. It's like a reenactment of a high noon showdown, except all too real. These guns were in Keith's hands, all right. Let's head back to the lab and work our findings.
I'll take the suspect back to the station. Talk to Brass when you're ready to question him.
All right.
There's more to do at the crime scene before I can recover the body.
Oh. All right. There's a lot of guns.
Remember what I said about the dangers of new ammo and old guns? Well, this Peacemaker wasn't Wyatt Earp's. Serial number indicates a late 20th century replica. Should handle modern cartridges just fine. Gun was jammed, as I thought. Ran the serial number, and it's registered to the gift shop owner. We need to fire off a test round. So our Vic's regular gun jammed, and he grabbed a gun from the display case to return fire. "12 left in the mag, 3 bullets spent. Let's get around from ballistics." "15-round chamber. 3 bullets missing from the mag. The serial number says this pistol wasn't registered, but Nevada law doesn't require it. Time for another test round.
All right. We got bullets from ballistics. Let's start comparing.
This is from the second 9mm. This was fired from the first 9mm. This was fired from the first 9mm. This is from the second 9mm. .38 caliber, fired by our Vic. Our Vic fired this bullet.
I'll get right on it. Check back later, okay? Just a packet of gum, oh, and 6 shell casings? Yeah, I think we can stretch a point, even if all we have is a guy at the scene with 2 smoking guns who confesses.
No, I wasn't. Honestly, I don't remember. It went down fast, really fast. They're legal, bought them after my 18th birthday, and took classes at a local firing range. But if you're looking for something to arrest me on, I guess you got me cold on carrying concealed weapons. I wasn't exactly counting, and when I try to think back, man, it's a blur. I can tell you I didn't exhaust the mags, though I know 2 slugs finished the job. Cartridges were full at 15 at the go point, so you do the math. I told you, right after closing, little after 9 p.m. I knew that jerk was working there and closed up on Monday nights. Door was open, let in some cool evening air, right? Little Ed needed cooling. Well, when the Citizen of the Year award gets handed out, you'll know right where to find me, won't you? Anyway, I'm 18. I'll be out on the streets being a good citizen again before you know it.
You mind if we hold off putting you in for that award till we find out the truth here?
Souvenirs. It's a souvenir shop, right?
Or maybe you were just picking up after yourself and got caught in the act.
So I'm tidy. What do you want from me anyway? I'm 18, ready to do the time, and I've copped to the damn thing. I got nothing else for you people.
I'm probably missing something at the crime scene that I'm not thinking of.
I've got nothing new to report on the Vic.
Groove Cola.
What have you got there? If you catch it for me, I can use it in my collection.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, okay. What's in his hand? Something in his hand? Oh, the gun was in his hand. Hmm. That blood might have been it. Let's see. Do 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 do. Victim's DNA. Oh, all my evidence is marked. None of the computers want my attention.
Hey, what's up? He's on his way to interrogation now.
I got nothing else for you people.
Move the body now? Yeah, I guess I'll try it. Try moving the board. Move the body. Move that body.
Sure, I'll send a team right out.
Ah, there we go.
Gunshot wound to the chest severed the left ventricle and stopped the heart immediately. Victim was also shot in the right shoulder. Small amount of bleeding suggests the shots were fired one after another, within seconds. Of course, here's your 10 card. I did, and it didn't fragment on impact. I don't need it any further. You'll want it as evidence.
Ew. That was inside his body.
This one wasn't the COD, but you'll want it as evidence all the same. Both shots were to the front of the body. One from the left, one from the right. Indicates our shooter may have been on the move, possibly seeking cover, or even more likely, a better angle to facilitate firing the fatal shot. Lividity and rigidity tests indicate the Vic was shot at 9 p.m., right around closing time. Oh, other than being dead, our victim is in top condition. Tox screen did turn up marijuana traces in the blood. but the Vic hadn't been high in at least 24 hours. Tox screen also indicated antibiotics, possibly for the infection on what I take to be a recently added nipple ring. Such infections are common and are a big reason why I haven't joined in on the craze.
Somehow I knew that would be Roxas.
I don't have anything for you right now.
Hey, interested in doing a laser analysis of bullets fired at the crime scene? Me too. But first I want to make sure we've processed all the bullets and guns we can find. I count 8 bullets total, including the ones from Robbins.
Kaboom!
We've confirmed 2 body shots from 2 different 9mm. Our shooter says he clipped the Vic in the shoulder, then moved to a new position quickly to deliver the fatal chest wound. I'd like to see for myself. You've successfully processed all of the crime scene bullets. Laser configuration should give us a coherent picture of the shootout. Let's go.
This should be awesome. We get to do like the laser from the bullet hole laser back to see where. Yeah.
If you point out each of the bullet holes, I'll turn on the lasers. I've got 8 lasers ready. 2 for the Peacemaker, 3 each for the other 2 guns. .9mm number 2 fired 3 times. Wall, photo, and the fatal shot.
One shooter was able to do all this with a gun in each hand?
The replica Peacemaker fired these bullets. The shots seemed to go through the furniture. Could it have been moved? .9mm number 1 fired 3 shots. Floor, register, and our Vic's shoulder. Excellent work. 2 trajectories originate from behind the register, most likely the Vic's shots. Except for the bullet in the floor, the rest were fired toward his position at the register. 2 trajectories pass directly through the glass case, angles consistent with the 2 shots in the body. We need to analyze the glass in the case. Shots passing through the glass were fired quite a distance from each other. A lot of ground to cover, and you don't get a much better angle. Why would he have moved? Besides which, 3 shots were fired from each location, suggesting the shooter was not on the move.
Oh, look. The sign has, what do you know, Visa on it.
God damn! I thought it was a bomb for sure!
I thought it was Visa for sure.
Two holes in the glass. The oblique hole has longer spread in its cracks, meaning it was fired first. That bullet went into our victim's heart, which would have dropped him immediately. Our circular bullet hole, fired second, wound up in his shoulder. But in the time it takes to move across the room and snap off that second shot, our Vic would already have dropped. Plus, if the shooter got him through the heart, why would he move to shoot him in the shoulder afterward? Even in the heat of battle, that makes no sense. Only way these angles could match the angles of the body is if both shots were fired simultaneously, or almost so. We're looking at two shooters. Our lone gunman was not alone.
Mm-hmm.
Gil, I have a rundown on the family background of both victim and confessed shooter. You're gonna love this.
I'm almost sure I won't.
Dad Ed's father is Eddie Tillis, the producer of The Bullet Train. Ring a bell? An oldie but goodie from a few cases back. And Killer Keith is none other than the son of Jill Wilde, Bullet Train's ex-lead singer.
Ooh.
And now it goes from odd to weird. Maybe you can solve this puzzle. What looks like Keith, sounds like Keith, has the same DNA as Keith, and isn't Keith. Who has his own private set of fingerprints, by the way.
Well, I'm going to rule out a clone. Identical twin brother?
Close, but one twin short. You know Vegas, Gil. Often takes trips to win and hold 'em.
Keith's an identical triplet? This is a celebrity family. Why didn't we know about this?
Few knew. Jill's family managed to keep a very private life, and after all, we're talking fringe celebrities. Jill's not exactly top of the charts these days. We do understand the brothers live together, but we haven't snagged the triplets' address yet. About now, Jill should be finishing a show at the casino. Why don't I run over there?
Triplets, eh? This took a major turn. Not only are the two people responsible related to a previous case, but there are triplets involved.
Ed Jr.? Dead? How terrible. And you think two of my boys were involved in the shooting? I mean, something's horribly wrong. My boys are good boys. Not perfect, maybe, but Keith is a wonderful son. You say he's confessed? Kill Ed Jr.? My God, this is a nightmare. There must be some kind of mistake. You must not be reading the evidence the right way.
There's no mistake about at least two of your sons being involved, Jill. And I assure you, we're careful readers where the evidence is concerned.
Anthony and Billy have both been in the kind of innocent jams that every boy gets into. But Keith is good as gold. Those boys are the joy of my life. Anthony, Billy, Keith. Anthony's got an impulsive streak, sure, and Billy's in the middle going with the flow, whereas Keith, well, he's the peacemaker. He keeps my other sons out of hot water. Any of them murderers? Oh, it's absurd. It's simply unthinkable. Not that much. Decent drummer, you know, real laid back. Lots of drummers are wild behind their kit and then zone out off stage. Of course, his father, Eddie, we have history because of the band, Bullet Train. Ever since I left back in the 80s, the Tillises and the Wilds been like, you know, the Hatfields and McCoys of rock and roll. Not that I remember Ed Jr. buying into that particularly. Nothing happened. My boys wouldn't do this awful thing to Ed Jr. Of course, they've been pretty stressed out, losing their father in that horrible electrocution. Then the responsibility of inheriting their dad's rights in the band. See, ever since the reading of the will, that greedy bastard Eddie's been trying to weasel the rights away from him. Legal maneuvers, and not so legal maneuvers. All I can figure is maybe Ed Jr. got himself in the middle of all that. I mean, it's true, my boys never, you know, really got along with him. But I can't picture them being involved in this terrible thing. And if by some bizarre happenstance they are, retaliation against Papa Eddie through son Ed is all I can figure. Ed Jr., though, was class. Eddie, you can forget the C and the L.
Thank you, Miss Wilde. Rest assured, if your boys are innocent, we'll do everything we can to clear them. Our only goal here is justice.
They share an apartment, but keep an unlisted phone number, hiding from the limelight. As the offsprings of somebody as famous as me, well, it's a burden, you know? It's, not that far from the gift shop where Ed Jr. worked, come to think of it. Maybe a quarter of a mile. You want the address? Here you go. I told you what I know.
No, she got off. It was the other contestant that electrocuted him. She dressed up as the winning contestant and was banging the roadie guy, and her and the roadie guy got together to sabotage the show so that she would win. Jill Wilde didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, well, thanks. He was a good kid. Such a good kid. I can't believe, even begin to believe it. He had his own band, you know. Ed was the drummer, and a damn good one, too. So much talent. Such a loss. Such a loss.
We have a confession from the youngest Wild boy, but he claims to have acted alone, and evidence indicates a second assailant.
Those goddamn kids of Jill's should have known. You need to look at that no-good punk Anthony. But they're all punks, spoiled trash. Talk to their mother. Even she'll admit any one of those bad seeds could have done this awful thing. Where? You're not making a suspect out of me, are you? You think I'd kill my own son?
We're just trying to cover the bases. Investigations are in part a process of elimination.
Well, mark me off your damn list right now. I was out on a date last night. I went out to dinner. Call the broad if you want. No, I can think of 100. I've had issues with Jill for a lot of years, and her sons and my son were oil and water from birth. From childhood, those three would gang up on Ed Jr., but God help them the times they had got any of them one-on-one. See, it's a matter of parental choice. I chose to raise my son right. She chose to spoil her three evil brats. I don't have anything else for you.
Anthony Wilde, Billy Wilde, Gil Grissom, Vegas Crime Lab.
Crime lab, huh? Cool. Well, you won't find any test tubes here, but mi casa is su casa. I'm Anthony. This is my brother Billy. He's the one with the beanie. I suppose you want to talk about Keith. He hasn't been around since last night, and we were both worried because he took his guns with him. Like I said, last night, 8:30 maybe, right after dinner. Flew out of here hotter than hell. I asked him what was up his tailpipe, and he just said he was gonna take care of business. Hey, he's okay, right? Yeah, he didn't get hurt or anything, did he?
Eddie's son isn't so lucky. He's been shot, fatally shot. And your brother says he shot him.
Keith shooting little Ed? Man, that's way off the hook. Whoa, something must have really set him off. 'Cause he's the wild who's not that wild. Well, a little while after Keith left, Billy and me, we kind of freaked out, you know? I mean, Keith flies out of here with 2 guns stuck in his damn pants? What's that all about? So we went out and checked his haunts, like the video arcade and a burger joint. Nothing. So we finally blew it off and headed back to the crib.
Did you stop by the Old West Tourist Museum, where the victim worked a few blocks from here?
No, why would Keith go see Little Ed? We weren't tight or anything. Little Ed and us Wild brothers. In fact, Billy and me, we headed off the opposite way. Why, is that where it went down? Only thing I can think of, and it isn't any kind of murder motive, but a couple days back, Keith came in and caught Little Ed in our apartment, fiddling with our laptop case. Like I said, we weren't exactly tight, and Keith ran after his ass. Little Ed scooted, left the laptop behind, but Keith lost him. Just all the legal documents and stuff about our rights to Dad's old band. Like I said, mi casa, su casa. Our prince, your prince. We only want this thing cleared up and Keith back home with us. Go for it. Anything to help get our brother out of this jam. But stick to the living room. Bedroom's kind of a mess. Maybe later. For now, stay out.
Mm-hmm.
What did my brother say? 8:30? Yeah, about 8:30, I guess. Sure. I guess that'd be okay. I don't have anything to say to any of you. That's all I have to say right now.
What about that scratch on your arm there, buddy? It's an HP flat screen TV. Oh. What have we here? Hey look, it was the chick who electrocuted Bullet Train. Or helped.
Here's a fabulous flashback. Kathy, the lead singer wannabe. Think the Trips were fans?
She didn't actually electrocute them, but she did tell him to, and he did. We're getting throwbacks to the old cases all over the place, y'all. She was arrested. Yup. Kathy was, we got audio and video proof of her telling the roadie to electrocute Bullet Train.
Oh hell, that's not evidence of anything except us tying one on, or in this case, off. Some chick was doing an impromptu Girls Gone Wild at this bar. Traded her a beer for the doodad. Hey, I wasn't looking at her face, but you want to arrange a topless lineup? We're there. I don't know anything about it, except that it ain't mine.
Are you sure? Well, that puts his fingers on the laptop case.
So our Vic may have been in the Trip's crib when he touched this. Broke in to steal the laptop, got caught, but skipped. Then two of the brothers confronted him at work, bringing their own guns to exhibit. Pink fiber from our Vic's fingernails matches this bra. Links Anthony and/or Billy to the crime scene.
It's crazy how a chick's bra from 2 cases ago just suckered in two suspects in a completely different case.
We confirmed he was out on a date, but he probably won't get another night out with the young woman who says Eddie did nothing but bitch about his ex-wife. Already have. Anthony and Billy weren't seen by anybody at that arcade or the burger joint. Direct link to the crime scene, and we're in the market for a second shooter. Let's see if their stories are identical, maybe so identical we can trip up the Trips.
If I tell you what I know, you have to promise to let Keith off. This was strictly self-defense, I swear to you.
Keith stays put, and so do you and Billy, until we know exactly what went down at that shop.
Okay, alright, straight skinny, no fooling. Keith grabs the guns at our crib, says he's gonna have a little friendly talk with Little Ed at the shop. We tried to talk him out of it, but he wasn't buying, and it's like only a couple blocks away. So we get there maybe 9 p.m. Yeah, so anyway, we get there, and Keith and Little Ed are in each other's faces, you know? Little Ed dangling that pink bra at Keith, yanking his chain about how he, Ed Jr., could get any piece of tail in town, whereas we are 3-time losers. So I go over there, you know, and just grab that thing away from him, the bra. And then, way over the top, man, Little Ed, he yanks a gun from someplace, and you know, he just starts blasting away for no frickin' reason. And Little Ed yells at us to get our asses out, you know? And Keith, he scrambles for cover, over by the door. We're outside in like a heartbeat, booking it back home, only we hear shots. But we just keep booking. I mean, come on, really, it was self-defense. Keith didn't go in that place wanting to kill Little Ed, or anybody. Maybe scare him a little, after he broke in our place, right? And Little Ed pulls a frickin' gun? I mean, what was the guy on, anyway? And hey, what else should Keith do but defend his own ass?
Not exactly a band of brothers.
Look, all 3 of us know our way around the iron. We all had small arms training. We all can take care of ourselves in a jam. And Keith was the one with the guns, right? How much use is an unarmed fool in a firefight? Nah, Little Ed was closing. Just him and us 3.
Evidence tells us 2 shooters in addition to Ed Jr. Ed's wounds indicate just one of you, Keith or anybody, couldn't have done the deed alone. Maybe you 3 musketeers did an all for one and one for all and stayed and helped Keith finish up.
No, you heard what we said, Billy and me. That was straight, come on. Yeah, we didn't even have the guns. We were lucky to get out with our asses in one piece.
If Ed Jr. had a reason to break into your apartment and try to steal that laptop, we need to know what was on it.
Hey, no problem. We'll give you the key to the laptop case and you can knock yourself out. Scab? Huh? Guess there is. Don't know where I got it. Guy my age knocks around, you know?
Maybe this'll knock your memory loose. As triplets, the blood left at the scene matches all of you. Yet you, Billy, have the only visible cut.
Bill, remember when we were playing basketball with those guys? Over at the schoolyard? You got that there. Yeah. I must have got cut or scraped playing ball, you know, throwing the old elbow. Not at that shop. Hell no, not there.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say right now. Same here.
Sure. Yeah, remember that time that we were playing basketball that one day? That one time over at that one place with those one peoples? Yeah, that's where it happened. That's what happened.
Case was secure, documents encrypted. Someone didn't want anybody seeing this material. As a wise man said, show business is high school with money. With millions at stake, Eddie sends a childish hate mail to the Trips, who threaten to go public with the police, which in turn justifies Eddie sending his son to snag the evidence on that laptop.
Wow.
Ms. Cantanta is still a guest of ours, in jail awaiting trial. I know just where to find her.
Let's talk to her first. Why did her bra end up in their hands?
I was wondering when I get to hang with my crime lab homies again. Finally figure out I'm not guilty? Drop by to spring me?
Not exactly. We're looking into another matter, and if you cooperate, we'll let your judge know.
About as well as you know 3 Chucky dolls on the shelf of a novelty shop. Something whacked about that terrible trio.
Ever party with them, or go on a date with any, or all of them?
Yeah, right. That's my idea of a big night out. Party with 3 identical weirdos. I'm not exactly a virgin, and maybe those 3 getting laid would make them less a freak show, but I'd rather spend another night in lockup with my new best friend, Darnella.
Good to know you have standards.
Ed Tillis? Well, one of him sure beats 3 wild ones. I mean, he knows how to make a girl hear music, and I'm not talking download. Only hooked up a couple times. But if you're offering a conjugal visit? No, not my size. I'm up a cup. Why? What's this about? Auditioning for the Jailhouse Follies?
Ed Jr.'s dead, shot and killed, and 2 of the Trips we think are implicated.
Ed? Oh, hell. Damn! That is a waste and a half! He was worth all 3 of those identical creeplets. Sorry, I can't think of anything else to tell you.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
Why not? Ever see those Hong Kong movies where the guy slides down a banister shooting two-handed? Or like those two-gun kids in the old cowboy movies. Hey, stuff happens. Guns jam. Ask Little Ed. Oh, sorry. Guess you can't. Look, if I do something, I like to do it upright, okay? Not as much fuss reloading with a pair of pistols, get it? What? Well, it's wrong, or you guys screwed up the lab work or something. What's the deal with you people? I admitted to this, on my own.
You say one thing, the evidence says something else. And the evidence never lies.
You need to cooperate, son. And if you think being 18 is gonna buy you leniency, you're just another guy in Vegas bucking long odds.
Look, my prints are on the guns, I had the guns in my possession, I admit shooting the son of a bitch. What more do you want out of me?
The truth?
Shoulder. I shot him in the shoulder. And I ran over and shot him in his damn heart.
Wrong. Window glass indicates the heart hit came first, which means you'd have moved in the opposite direction and managed to shoot again before he fell. Try again.
Maybe the evidence doesn't lie, but you're not listening to it right. I stand by my confession. So what? They were nowhere around that place. And hell, even if they had been, I still shot the guy. God, come on. What, do you think we go out together in identical outfits and pick up our spoons and forks at the same frickin' time? We are three brothers of age with our own individual lives and identities.
If you're innocent in this, time is running out. You're looking at murder charges if you don't come clean.
I came clean with you people a long time ago. You wouldn't know the truth if it bit you on the butt.
Sure.
They're on their way to interrogation now.
So you know what a coward he was, making his son fight his battles.
When you're done, make sure to wash that out quickly, because that tomato will stain out.
Alright, thank you.
It's unstuffed peppers.
Ooh.
Tomato base with Italian sausage.
What part of self-defense don't you understand?
Looks good.
Eddie Tillis, man, he heaped the hate on our family since forever. And our dad had to deal with that bile. Plus, he was the hack manager who built Bullet Train.
Yum,
Sure,
yum.
we never got along with Little Ed, but it never went over the line till this damn break-in. Then, all bets were off.
Threatening email, a break-in. That's what took it to the next level?
More a kind of reality check. I mean, Mom, she's past it. She's been running on fumes for years. And with Dad dead, what's left for the Wilds but those Bullet Train rights he left us? With them, we had a shot at some kind of life. Without them, where the hell would we be?
No. It's like tomato basil with, I don't know, cheese on it and salad.
Dude, and I don't mean a game show. Son from one side murdered. A son from the other side takes the blame, but his story doesn't wash. Two more sons from side two finally cop to being at the scene, but their stories skip around like a needle on scratch vinyl.
Laser trajectories prove two shooters. Cut on Billy's arm could be the source of blood, placing him at the scene with a gun. Suggestive, but not enough.
Wait, let's back up. We're fixated on the sameness of our trips. Let's stop and assess their differences. Clothes, shoes, fingerprints, hair gel.
Good, Kath. So we head back to the crime scene, re-examine the points from which guns were fired. We need to prove which two triplets are our shooters.
So the one with the bleeding arm is where the blood was. That puts him there, and then I don't know how you'd figure out who the other one was yet. Maybe there's something. Maybe he's right or left-handed, like the last case. I don't know.
Laser trajectories reveal the shooters were crouching near these tables. Yet there's no real cover here. Wouldn't they be crouching behind something?
Yes, so maybe the tables have turned. Literally. Using the tables and racks as cover.
And then, after the shooting stops, somebody tidies up. Uprights the tables, puts them back in place before we get there. So let's turn the tables again.
Mm-hmm. Looky, looky.
Unusual place for prints. You'd have to be squatting using a hand for balance. Could shoot over your cover from this position. Straight shot at the glass case.
So that fingerprint is going to be able to put one of them there. And what's this? Oh.
This must have been uncovered when we moved the table. Broken zipper, maybe? I don't remember seeing anything in this shop with zippers on it. Took a lot of force to make this scratch, whatever created it. Worth looking into. The person crouching here behind the table fired the fatal round.
Up. So we got Billy at the scene.
Billy's fingerprints on the rack's underside put him behind it, crouching.
He fired the shoulder shot.
This zipper caused the scratch. Could have broken off as someone leaned against the table.
Oh yeah. So we know it was the beanie kid was one of them.
Now that we know what we're looking for, yes, you can search for clothes at the Wilds' apartment, and any evidence relating to motive that can be found. He threatened the triplets, and with huge financial gains at stake, he could have been using his son to get back at them. I'll call the judge.
It obviously wasn't him.
Letter? I don't write letters. Next.
Email, then. You remember? The one threatening to bury the triplets?
Oh, that. Ah, that was nothing. Just talk. Hype.
Hateful hyperbole in an email. Plus your son breaking and entering. Adds up to you putting him on a collision course with those unstable triplets. Were you that desperate for those rights, to risk your own son's safety?
Those triplets are trash, but how was I to know they were dangerous? Sure, I want the rights to Bullet Train. I worked my ass off for those idiots. For how many years? I was negotiating a better share from their father, Ray, before the train derailed in that electrocution, leaving me to lose my share to some lousy punk brats? Hell no, I don't think so. You bet I sent my son to delete those damn files. Was it a bad idea? Yes. Yes. Oh my God, yes. What are you implying?
Your computer sabotage mission didn't succeed, so maybe you kept your email word and convinced Ted to lure the triplets into a gunfight. he ended up dying for your dreams.
You're not making sense. What good would having my son kill those triplets do, even in self-defense? Who would inherit? Their mother, right? And then I'd have to deal with her after my kid killed her kids. Wake up and smell the psychosis, Captain Brass. Yeah, Ed broke in for me. Yes, he hated those punks. But my son was not one to look for trouble. And gunplay? Not in his nature. Not in his sweet nature. They confronted him at work, remember? I was stupid involving Eddie Jr. You bet I was. But if you want to blame a parent in this, how about the mother who raised these monsters?
Fair enough. Let's check and see what's in their bedroom. Or do we really want to go in there and see what's in there? On second thought.
Three guns, one per trip. But only 2 guns made the trip to the gift shop. Was one brother not as wild as the other? The zipper on these pants is broken. Keith had pants on when we found him, so they probably aren't his. If one trip had broken his zipper, he'd have likely changed his pants at home. Looks like some pictures were taken on this phone. Let's get enlargements at the lab.
God, what an idiot. Why would you leave a cell phone in the pants where your zipper broke off?
Prints here probably belong to the triplet whose pants pocket gave up the phone.
Well, we're about to find out who the two of the 3 were right now. We've got the Beanie Kid's fingerprint at the crime scene with the table knocked over. We just gotta figure out who the other one was.
Well, I think we just found out what girl this bra belongs to.
Oh my God.
The triplets caught their enemy in the act with Mom and suffered identical shock. The photo was taken earlier, day of the crime. The mother of all motives.
Oh my God. Well. And let's check Billy. No. It wasn't Billy. It might be Anthony. It is Anthony. Could be wearing a wig again.
Print and phone book confirm we have Anthony's phone from his pants pocket. So Anthony wore the pants in question, making the scratches behind the table. Another confirmed shooter.
It's Anthony and the Beanie Kid. The one that stayed behind is innocent. Oh, I just compared the same thing. Whoops.
Zipper from these pants broke off in the spot the fatal shot was fired from.
Show the picture to Eddie. I don't think he wants to see that.
You linked the two brothers to the shooting positions. That's not target enough for the crankiest judge.
Beanie Kid and Talking Kid. The original kid that stayed behind is innocent. Yep. It's these two.
We can place both of you at the origin points of the gunshots. Billy, you did indeed shoot the shoulder, while Anthony, you delivered the fatal shot to the heart. Thanks to the photo on your phone, Anthony, we know you stopped by your mother's house and got a shock to rival the electrocution of Bullet Train. Your mom and your worst enemy doing the mystery dance.
Listen, it looks bad. I get that. I do. But you gotta hold up here. This is really just an accident. We weren't trying to kill anybody. We wanted to put the fear of God into little Ed. I mean, the bastard was banging our mother. I mean, that's sick. It had to stop. We just wanted to teach that creep a lesson. Scare his ass, but good. Make sure he never went near our mom again. Keith, he tried to stop us, but Billy and me, we just went off. Mission from God kind of thing, you know? So Keith agreed to do the talking. Then at the shop, little Ed was waving Mom's bra like a red frickin' flag. I snatched it away and my gun went off into the floor. Total accident. But that shot echoed like thunder in that little shop and we went running for cover. We both yelled at little Ed to drop his gun. I mean, why didn't he? He was outnumbered. Instead, he crouched below the glass case, but with all the glare, we couldn't see so good. I told Billy, with all that glass, we should shoot it out to see better and stuff. We were squeezing our triggers and then, damn it, little Ed sits up. Why? I'll never know. And puts himself right in our sights. Hitting him was a fluke, an accident. We were booking it out of there, but Keith stopped us. Made us give him our guns. Said he'd clean up after us. Prop up tables, wipe off guns. Never said what he was up to, but we knew. He was gonna do what he's done so often. Cover up for his stupid brothers. There wasn't any time to think. Keith, he always shouldered the blame, and it was just how we did things. Later, the stakes occurred to us, of course, but Keith seemed to know what he was doing, creating confusion like. I mean, with the three of us sharing DNA and stuff, how could you guys ever really figure out what went down in that place?
Figuring out the truth is just how we do things.
Gotcha.
I never meant for them to find out about Ed Jr. and me. You can't blame them for this. Blame me if you have to. This was like, you know, temporary insanity. What do you think? He was a beautiful boy. Boy, I say, but don't get any ideas. He was of legal age. And don't strain yourself trying to read anything in. If you think I was trying to get back at that monster Eddie through his son, it was nothing like that. Ed Jr. He was a sweet, innocent kid. And somebody had to teach him about life.
Kind of a short life. With your families at war, didn't it occur to you how your sons might react?
No. No, I figured it was my business, and why should they ever find out? Just bad luck, wasn't it? Anyway, I did my best with my boys, raising them the best I could. Well, sure, you could say I made the occasional mistake.
I can think of at least 3.
Ooh. Mic drop.
Naming the single-action army pistol the Peacemaker was the Old West at its most darkly ironic. But this case could have used a real peacemaker, a parent who could behave like an adult. Eddie put his monetary future ahead of his son's safety, and Miss Wilde risked pursuing her wild lifestyle with the forbidden pleasures Eddie's son represented. Her 3 boys be damned.
Even the Peacemaker Ed Jr. used to defend himself was a phony, a replica. Closest thing to a real peacemaker here was Keith, but he didn't have the maturity, never had the guidance. 3 wolf cubs raised in the wild. Maybe they'll fare better in captivity.
Nice sharing this investigation with you. Meet me in the office for your final evaluation.
Am I gonna be just barely above average again? Grissom.
All right, here's your evaluation. For evidence, you found everything there was to find. For hints, you didn't need any at all. And at the end of the day, you followed the evidence to a clear conclusion. Can't argue with that. Outstanding work. You've investigated every possible angle on this case. I'm giving you the highest mark available. Doesn't happen often, but I'm very impressed.
Finally!
And by the way, thank you for all the new specimens
Finally!
you found for my collection.
Finally, he had my back.
Kaboom!
Finally, Grissom gave me props. It only took 5 cases. That's actually a channel point redemption. So this game, you can see this game is pretty fun. The next game also has, I believe, 5 cases as well. Thoroughness points 14 of 14. Master ranking. And I missed 2 bugs.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah. So yeah. That's it for CSI, guys. Guys. Hard evidence. Emphasis on the hard. Guys.